Um, Paul, in a sense, because I've heard the album, those two songs that you've played are actually quite different from much of the other things on the album. A lot of the other adaptations are about ruminations of immortality, about nature, about human nature. How did you see that that song, Bastard Like Me, would fit into that other context?
Often you sort of think, I want to get this song on the record, and then you have to find the reason for it. So, A Bastard Like Me, in a way, it's a little bit of a shoehorn into this record. I had lots of these other songs, as Graham mentioned, that directly reference nature, was such as Seagulls of Seattle and Little Wolf and Morning Storm and so on. But Bastard has association with me with nature, and we go back to Shakespeare again. There's a great speech or soliloquy by Edmund the Bastard in King Lear. He's the bastard son, not the legitimate son I've forgotten his dad's name, but he starts his soliloquy with, "Thou nature art my goddess, to thy law my services abound." So that's good enough for me to put bastard into this.
You mentioned Seagulls of Seattle, and then I'll open it up. Seagulls of Seattle, an astonishing song, I think. It almost like Wordsworth's sort of recollection of things in your past and that moment of tranquility. Just talk about that. That is your own song, isn't it?
Seagulls of Seattle, yeah, and that's one was written as a poem first and then put music to it later.
And you're going to focus on that one now, I hope. So tell us about that, and then we'll open it up for questions.
That's probably less of an imaginary work than most of my other songs. It's based loosely on my experience of walking by the Seattle docks, being on tour and missing home, and that's what happens in the song.
Okay. Does anybody have a question? We have a question from a gentleman here.
Can I ask those of us that are older, like old men, having... Yeah. Well, you can see some of us are older, and having heard you before perform in Melbourne and over 20 years ago across the water in Devonport, in 24th album, it was a joy this week to suddenly know coming here to play those CDs that we own at the time. You look at the dates and you ooh, time's getting on. Apart from your own music, now that it's 2018, are you able to relax and listen to something completely different? And what music do you listen to?
Now, could I just stop you, Paul? I have to paraphrase this gentleman because this might not have been caught by radio. So the question is, an old man asks. Well, that's a very alert senior citizen in the audience has just asked, given the duration of Paul's career, which is 40 odd years, it was about what you listen to now. Would that be correct? What people do you listen to? What do you listen to?
Yeah, I listen pretty widely to anything that comes my way. I've got kids in 20s and 30s that they used to listen to this. And I still listen to old stuff. At the moment in Australia, there seems to be a lot of good young women songwriters. Laura Jean, Angie McMahon, Stella Donnelly, Alex Lay, Mojo Juju. They seem to be doing better than the men at the moment. But Semper the Great. Lots of stuff. Just try to keep my ears open, and but I'll always go back. I guess I'll always go back to Hank Williams if ever. That's sort of the touchstone for me. It's Hank sort of had the beautiful melodies with bitter lyrics, and it's a great lesson for a songwriter listening to Hank, because the tunes actually sound cheerful, but you put the words to them and they're not. So it's got that great balance.
And a hard economy of lyrics.
A great economy of lyrics. They used to call him the hillbilly Shakespeare.
Yeah. Do we have another question? This gentleman over here.
Paul, the guitar looks like it's had a bit of a long life. How long have you had that one, and any great songs that's come off it?
The question is the age of this guitar that is over here, and what great songs have come out of that guitar?
I got that guitar. It's a Maton guitar, so Australian-made guitar, and I got it early 90s, It's pretty worn out. It's got a Willie Nelson sort of wear on it. There's just about breaking through to a hole in his guitar like his guitar does. So it's my work guitar. It's one it's been a great workhorse with the band. I can always hear it over the band. I play it at home. I also got an old Martin at home, which is 1938. So I just pick up whatever guitars are closest to me to write a song. So I can't remember exactly what's written on that one, but I guess a few. So I've had it for 25 years.
One last question before Paul plays another song, this gentleman here.
Other than you, who is in Australia doing protest songs?
Other than Paul, who in Australia is doing protest songs? No, we're not going to ask you how many people, because Dylan had that 27 or something answers of that. Right? Who else is doing protest songs?
Oh, I think it seems to be more hip hop. Earth Boy. Yeah, there's that. There's protest songs come along. It's very hard to sort of think of a song right off the top of my head, but there's always stuff. There's always protest songs. I don't think they ever went away.
Let's turn attention to something different now, and that is the poems that you have adapted on the album. And you're going to do Sylvia Plath a bit later on, because that's an extraordinary poem. But the one that you were thinking of doing now is Dylan Thomas, Death Shall Have No Dominion.
Oh, okay. Shall we do it now?
Can you just mention why that particular poem appealed to you?
I've known it a long time, I guess. I just read it as a young man, and I never quite it's a poem you don't really understand in a way. To me, it's a mysterious poem. It's full of vivid imagery. It's a very uplifting poem, and also sad. I've heard it said at funerals. It's a really great poem for a funeral. And again, I guess probably I was looking at the poem one day, and it just, like I said, they just jumped up and sang, "And death shall have no dominion." He starts each verse with, "And death shall." He starts and ends each verse with, "And death shall have no dominion," which sort of, so I mean, if you run the verses together, you get that double line, so it gives you a chorus. So that's probably why it helped sort of fall into a sort of a song form. But the words are really packed together, so. It was really had to do a lot of practice to get these words, get these words in on time. So I want to do my best today.
Could we impose on you, because I know that you've got a plane to catch, could we impose on you to do two in a row? Would
Sure.
that be possible?
Yeah.
Death Shall Have No Dominion and then Mushroom, then we might take another couple of questions.
Sure.
And then you have a special one for us.
I think I'm borrowing one of Neil's guitars for this one. Thanks, Neil. I got second guitar, but this is in a different tuning. Open G for any nerds out there. Death shall have no dominion. Dead men naked shall be one with the man in the wind and the west moon. When their bones are picked clean and the clean bones gone, they'll have stars at elbow and foot. Though they be mad, they shall be sane. Though they sink through the sea, they shall rise again. The lovers be lost, love shall not. Death shall have no dominion. Death shall have no dominion. Under the windings of the sea, they lie and long shall not die windily. Strapped to a wheel, yet they shall not break, twisting on racks when sinews give way. Faith in their hands shall snap in two, and the unicorn evils run them through. Split all ends up, they won't crack. Death shall have no dominion. Death shall have no dominion. Death shall have no dominion. No more shall gulls cry at their ears, or waves break loud on the seashore. Where blew a flower may a flower no more lift its head to the blows of the rain. Though they be mad and dead as nails, heads of the characters hammer through daisies, breaking the sun till the sun breaks down. And death shall have no dominion, and death shall have no dominion, and death shall have